crossing. On Monday 5th of May, even though I wasn't totally convinced, I decided to go for it. I left anchor at 7 a.m. and motored into the waterway. Suddenly the peaceful morning air was shattered by my engine's oil alarm. I shut down the revs and limped back to the anchorage. Thankfully it was just a loose connection on the oil sensor. By 8:30 I was on my way again. It was a beautiful morning as I headed out the Fort Lauderdale inlet, but with a slight chance of thunderstorms, I still felt some pangs of anxiety. I set my sails, but the wind was light, so I kept the engine running. I was about a mile out when a nasty-looking cloud started to build. A passing fisherman gesticulated that it could have lots of rain and lightning as he hurried back to the safety of port. "Turn back, you fool!" It's Sunday, May the 4th. I'm in Sylvia Lake Anchorage in Fort Lauderdale, and I was all set to leave anchor tonight and head out into the ocean over there behind that building to head to the Bahamas. And then, as is typical at the moment, the weather suddenly changed. There are warnings now, there are massive thunderstorms out there in the ocean. And there's also some nasty stuff down in Miami down there. But we're in this little bubble of beautiful sunshine in Fort Lauderdale. And now it's looking okay for me to leave if I get up early in the morning and do a day run. So I'll see, I'll check the weather. I'll get up early and check it and then see. That's my neighbour on the Gypsy Belle, lovely chap called Derek, who's been a good friend while I've been here for a few days. We've had some nice times. Went into town, had a drink and a bite to eat. He's been over to my boat for a few drinks and some good conversation. He's been very, very helpful, lovely bloke. He's actually, his boat's in detention at the moment because it's not properly registered, so he's waiting to clear that with the government so that he can head home to his wife in Nova Scotia. It's a very peaceful night, and yet the forecast said not to go out. Small craft advisory, thunderstorms, and it is beautiful so far. Hopefully that's a good sign for tomorrow. Okay, weather looks okay, aside from they do say slight chance of thunderstorms in the morning, so I hope I don't hit anything. Not much wind, very light seas. I left about an hour ago, just got past the green marker just over there, and my oil alarm started going off. So I turned around, went back, dropped the anchor, and fiddled around. I was like, the engine's been so good, surely it can't be an oil problem. And sure enough, it was the oil sensor lead had shaken loose and it was kind of hanging off. So I've screwed that back on nice and tight, and so far so good, no alarms. NOAA's forecast for Monday. Monday morning, winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 knots with a slight chance of rain and thunderstorms in the morning. Sea state waves 1 to 2 feet with direction from the southeast at 4-second intervals. Monday night, winds will be at 5 to 10 knots. Waves will be around 1 foot or less, with waves from the southeast at 4-second intervals. They did update the slight chance of a thunderstorm for the afternoon and evening. The conditions I experienced. Winds for southeast for a while at 10 to 15 knots with gusts to 18. Thunder cells formed constantly and were close by most of the day and night. so incredibly unnerving. The wind shifted to the south-southeast, eventually becoming east at a steady 15 knots. For a time in the afternoon, the wind was northeast at 10 to 15 knots with gusts above 18. That turned the sea into a washing machine. I'm going to get ahead of this. It's sound, some rain in there. I think I need to check their tape measures, because I think these waves are slightly bigger than 2 feet. They said 2 feet or less. No. Look at that one. Woo! No thunderstorms yet. It's only 11 o'clock. The 10 o'clock report still saying sea is less than 2 feet and winds 5 to 10. I've had 13.5 knots and these waves are definitely more than 2 feet by anyone's money. Look at that one. Whee! They've got a funny tape measure. The wind's gone east, so it's right on my nose. So I'm not making very good headway, so at this rate it'll take me sort of 20 odd hours to get there. So I'm going to be absolutely shattered. That's if I can find it. Don't like the look of that. I think I'm going to get very wet and a lot of wind at some point. Taking my jib down. We will see. Wind's still on the nose, that's not good. Now the wind's gone northeast, which is exactly, you don't want any north in the Gulf Stream, and that's what I've got. So it's creating a pleasant seas, so I hope this doesn't last, because it's also been gusting up to 15 knots. So much for the 5 to 10 knots southeast. Well, I don't know what's wrong with NOAA, they're not very good at their forecasting, they go wrong, sorry. Northeast wind has turned the sea into a bit of a washing machine for a while, but it feels like it's calming down, so that will be nice. I'm even up for lunch. I'm going to be absolutely shattered. I'm not going to get there till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning at this rate. No sleep. No. It's going to be really hard once it gets dark to keep an eye on all of the, keep myself alert really. Gotta be done. Had a warning on the radio for severe thunderstorms over Fort Lauderdale, Miami, places like that, with 60-mile-an-hour gusts possible, hailstones, quarter-size hailstones that could smash cars and roofs and things. But luckily it appears to be moving northwest, or they are moving northwest, and I'm moving east, so I'm going to keep moving east as fast as I can. is still telling me it's 5 to 10 with foot seas of less than 1 foot, which it is not. And I can hear thunder over there, so not happy chatty at the moment. I've got what you call sonar. It's been a really rough night. Horrible weather. Not the waves less than 1 foot with light winds that they forecast. Just disgusting. And it's to make matters worse, it's pushed me north because the boat couldn't make the headway with its little engine. So I ended up looking for Memory Rock light. Thought I'd spotted it, and it turned out to be another sailboat that had gone onto the reef. There wasn't much I could do. Ask for help. Not very nice to see in the darkness. And now I'm skirting along the reef, trying to get down to West End. I'm going against the current, so I'm hardly moving. It's just going to take me hours to do a few miles. I just want to get in. I'm tired. And there's thunderheads by the looks of it down there as well. Nice welcome. Having cleared onto the banks at Memory Rock after 27 brutal hours on the helm with very little to eat or drink, I found myself hallucinating. I thought I saw an odd-looking shark, some tiny dolphin-like fish, and several times thought there was a woman on the deck. It was the most bizarre experience. I needed to stop and sleep. I'm absolutely shattered. So I found myself a little sandy spot here and put my anchor down. I'm anchored basically in the middle of the ocean. This is the Bahamian banks. They're connected to the Atlantic, but it's shallow. Only about 8 feet deep here. I'm going to make myself something to eat, freshen up, and I might even stay here for the night. I like it.